Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pie Thief video series. Hope you've had a chance to look over some of the other videos. This one's going to be a little different. We're actually going to play the entire game from beginning to end. Normally it's a 2 to 6 player game. For our video we will go ahead and use 4 players, and just like the other videos we're going to turn these cards face up so you can follow along. Okay, let's go. Okay, we dealt 5 cards face down to each player. Normally in a regular game you're not going to show your opponent your cards, but for this example we're going to go ahead and turn these face up so you can follow along as we play. Let's see what we got. Okay, a couple of reminders. First of all, you cannot start a round with Pablo the Pie Eating Pug because there are no cards for him to steal. And you can't use the Pie Thief if there are no completed pies to be stolen. Okay? So the rest of these cards are fair game, and I dealt. The player to the dealer's left goes first, and then we go clockwise. So we'll start with an 8th, and of course we'll draw back up to 5 cards. You want to draw up at the end of your turn and make sure that you've got 5 cards in your hand before the start of your next turn. 1/8. We'll go with 3/8. Of course, draw back up. 5/8. And we'll go 7/8. Play a cherry to skip a turn. Play a second cherry to skip a turn. Probably going to use Pablo here to actually steal that cherry and put it back in our hand. Now when you use Pablo, you can either take the card from the round and put it back in your hand or give it to somebody else. If it does go back into your hand, it puts your hand back at 5 cards, so you're not going to draw at the end of your turn. Okay, so we're still at 7/8. I'm going to have to play the cherry card. If I played an 8th, I would take the pie, and of course there are no completed pies, so I can't use the Pie Thief. I can't play the 4/8 because it's too big. It would take me over the 8/8 or complete pie, 1 pie. 8th would make me take it, so I'm going to use the reverse. So now the play is going counterclockwise. Again, I cannot use the Pie Thief. I have 1/8. I can play an 8th, and since it's what I have, I've got to play it. So that's it. That first pie is complete, and I take it, put it in front of the player that completed it. That player draws up to 5 cards, and they then start the next round and draw up immediately after. Remember, we're still going counterclockwise. So we're at an 8th. There's 3/8. There's 4/8. 5/8. 6/8. 7/8. I'm going to try the reverse on this one. So now we're going clockwise again. We're at 7/8. So great time to use Pablo, and we're going to steal that reverse card for ourselves. We're at 5. We don't draw. Comes back to me. I can't use Pablo to take Pablo. I could take any of these other cards. I don't think it would do me any good. Still, I could use the Pie Thief, so let's do that. I'll play the Pie Thief, and I'm going to take my pie and give it to this guy. And then I'll drop to 5. So remember, we're still at 7/8 here. And it's this guy's turn. I'm going to go ahead and play the cherry. Skip our turn. Can't play that. Probably going to use Pablo and steal that cherry. Again, we're at 5. 7/8. Let's do the reverse. Now we're going counterclockwise again. We're going to play a cherry card to skip our turn. And don't want to take the pie, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Pie Thief, and I'm going to take this player's pie and give it to that player. And then draw back up to 5, and it's my turn. I'm going to use Pablo. I'm actually going to steal this cherry card for later. Looks like we're going to have to use the cherry card to skip our turn. Going to use another cherry card to skip our turn. We're at 7/8. I can't use the 4/8. I can't use the 2/8. I have to use my 8th. So remember, if you've got the card and you can play it, you have to play it. The other thing to remember is if you don't have a card that you can play, then you need to draw until you can. So the pie is complete. There's 8 8s out here. Put it together, put it in front of the player that completed it. They draw back up to 5 cards, and they now start the next round. And of course, they draw back up to 5 cards. We're still going counterclockwise. We're at 4 8s. That makes it 5 8s. Ooh, this will make it 7 8s already. Looks like we want to do a cherry. And 4, 5, 7 8s. Can't play it, can't play it. Have to play it. There it is. 8 8s. Completed pie. Goes right there. Of course, we draw back up to 5. We start our next round. Same player that takes the pie starts the next round. And it's to me, because we're still going clockwise. So there's 4 8s, there's 6 8s, 7 8s. Good time to maybe use a reversal. So he played it, and it now goes to this player. We're at 7 8s. Gonna use the pie thief. Get rid of this pie. Send it over here to this person. Draw up. I'm going to play the cherry. Of course, I'm going to draw up. And looks like trouble over here. Can't play it, can't play it. Have to play it. 4, 6, 7, 8. There's another pie. Okay, so we draw up. And we're out of draw cards. Once you're out of draw cards, the play continues in the same direction. Everything's the same except that when a player cannot play, then they skip over their turn and it's the next player's turn. So we just finished here. This player starts the next round, 4 8s. There's no card to draw, so they just stay here at 4 cards. Let's go with 6 8s, 7 8s. It gets to me. I have to play it. So I won it. I keep the pie and I start the next round. 1 8, 3 8s, 4 8s, 5 8s, 6 8s, 7 8s, 8 8s. There you go. So here we are. They just finished. They start the next round. Currently, player 4 right here is winning. They've got no pies at all. We've got 1 pie here, 3 pies here, 2 pies here. There's a total of 7 pies in the deck. And as you can see with the cards that are remaining, 4 8s, 5 8s, 6 8s, 7 8s, 8 8s. So they took the pie, they start the next round, and they're probably going to hold on to that pie thief for the very end. So let's go reverse. Now we're going counterclockwise again. We're going to play 1 8, 2 8s, 6 8s. They're going to play the pie thief and give this to that person. They're going to play the pie thief and give it to that person, so they can't win. I'm going to play that card. You have 7 8s. They see there's no cards left, so they play the pie thief. Take this card, this stack, give it to that person. Play the last card. I guess you could have done it in either order. There's 8 8s. They take it for themselves. 2 pies, 2 pies, 2 pies, 1 pie. Player 4 is the winner. And that's Pie Thief.